Hi, it's Jane at Pilates to the Core. I've got a short workout for you today that's focused on getting the back moving to help keep the spine healthy and mobile. So I hope it helps your back feel better. We're going to come around and start in 4-point kneeling and come into cat. So when you're ready, just come around to hands and knees. You want the knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. From here, we want to have a nice even weight down through the left and the right hand. And you're just going to bring your shoulder blades up to your ears and release them back so they're just resting on the back of the rib cage. From there, we want to just make sure we're nice and long through the back. We're going to breathe in through the nose, and on our out breath, lift from behind the tummy button, just gently tucking the bottom under and rolling through into a nice even C shape. Take a breath into the back of the body here. Breathe out, lengthen the spine back, just coming back to a nice long spine position, so we're not dipping the lower back or the mid back. And we're going to go again. So just think about connecting down through the front of the shins as you tuck the bottom under and scoop the tummy. Breath in, breath out. Roll the pelvis around the thigh bones, lengthen back to the start. One more there. Breathing out, we're just articulating through the back, rounding, and then just lengthening. From here, we're going to take it into a wonky cat. So I'm going to bring my right hand to where my left hand is, step the left hand off to the side, just making sure I haven't brought the right hip forward so it stays where it is, and we'll roll through the cat here. So we breathe out and scoop and round into the cat. Breath in, breath out, lengthening back. We're going to add in moving backwards now. So we breathe out, scoot the tummy, tuck the bottom under, round into your cat, and then keep the bottom tucked under and move back towards your heels. So keeping the tummy scooped, bottom tucked under, move back towards the heels. Breath in, breath out. We start to come forwards, and as we move forwards, we're going to just unravel the spine back to the start position. Just doing one more there. Breathing out, we scoop, keep that right hip back so you get a little bit more movement and stretch into the right side of the body. Move back away from the hands. Just enjoying the extra space in the right hand side of your spine. Breath in, breath out. We start to come forwards and we unroll back to the start. Step your hands back to the center. Roll through here. Just taking one in the center. And gently bring that back, and then we'll come round to the second side. So I'm just going to step the left hand over to where the right hand was, step the right hand off, just making sure the pelvis doesn't move, so keep that left hip back. And we just did one here, breathing out and rounding. Breath in, breath out, come back to the spine, be nice and long. And we go again, we breathe out, tuck the bottom under, round the back. Breathe out, move back, bottom to heels. Scooping the tummy. Release the pelvis around the thigh bones. And gently come forwards. And again, breathing out. Moving back, find a little bit more space into the left side of the body now. So if one side is tighter than the other, you might just enjoy a little bit more stretch here. Coming forwards and unraveling. Good, step back again to the centre. Breathing out. Rolling your way through and release. We're going to take it into thread the needle. If the shoulders or the wrists need a release at any point, just pause and give them a little release. I'm going to start with the right hand coming behind the left wrist, and then I'm going to thread the right arm through, turning the head, turning the neck, watching the right fingertips, bending the left elbow and reaching through. Breath in here, breath out, press into that left hand and come back to the start. I'm going to go again. Breathing out, threading through. So we turn the head, turn the neck. We try and keep the ear in the centre of the mat, so it comes down towards the centre of the mat, and we really rotate. You can continue there, or you're going to add on by stepping the left leg away. So you just step the left leg away, you come onto the toes, reach long through the leg. It's going to be much wobblier, so if you feel too wobbly, stay with the knee on the mat. And I'm going to thread through, breathing out, threading through. And then I'm going to press into the supporting hand and rotate all the way the other way, just enjoying a bit more opening into the body here. I'm coming back, and I'm just going to do one more there. So I breathe out, turn the head, turn the neck, let the supporting elbow bend, reach through, Let the ribs move. So the lower ribs come down towards the mat. Turning and opening, keeping the arm ahead of the shoulder. Bring that back. Release. Step the leg in. Let's do the other side. So back into 4-point kneeling. We're going to take the left hand behind the right wrist. Turn the head, turn the neck and reach the arm through. Press into your supporting arm and come back. So the upper body's working hard. So we build strength around the shoulders as well as rotating the spine. We come back. You're going to add on lengthening that right leg away. So come onto the toes, keep the hips nice and level, reach long through the leg, and then you can go here. So you rotate through, you come back, you press down into that hand, stabilise the shoulder, and open. And again, breathing out, thread the arm through, find some nice rotation through the spine. Coming back, press into the hand, reach long through the leg, opening up, and release down, step the knee back in. From here, we'll come around to seated, so just bring yourself around. You can come and sit on a block if you prefer, or even a chair if that's more comfortable for you. We're going to take the legs out in front, just have them a comfortable distance away. And so you've got space around the hips. Roll your shoulders up and around and down. And we just want to think about the head floating over the ribs. Ribs are softened down, floating over the pelvis. We're going to come and take side reach. So I'm going to rest on my fingertips here. I'm going to float the first arm up. Walk the underneath hands away. Reach through the top fingertips. Take a breath in. Breath out. Lift and swap. Walk the fingertips away. Reach up and over. Breath in. Breath out and swap. So we keep both sit bones nice and heavy. We'll use the underneath hand to really help us lift the spine up and out of the pelvis. And we lift and swap. So we're just finding some nice movement for the back from side to side. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Keep the pelvis level. Press into the fingertips, reach through. Breath in, breath out, you lift. And we come the other way. Good, we're going to do one more each way. So we're going to get the spine moving in all different directions. Just to help us keep that back nice and healthy and nice and mobile. Good, and just coming back, lift back up, release the arm, releasing to seated. From here, we're going to come down to the mat. We're going to keep moving through the back with some spine curls. I like to put a very small head support under the head, so if you have one, you can do that. Or it could be a folded towel, just make sure it's not too deep, just a small head support. Don't worry if you aren't working with one, just release the head down to the mat or the floor. You just want to have weight through the back of the head. Ribs nice and heavy into the mat and weight through the back of through the tailbone as well. From here, float your arms up, have your palms facing your knees. Lift the arm bones up, lower the arm bones down, find that width across the back of the body. Press the arms gently down to engage through the backs of the arms into the mat. From there, roll your pelvis around your thigh bones and start to pick the spine off the mat, block by block by block. So just working our way into some spine curls. Take a breath in here, breath out, and you're going to roll all the way back down. And we're going to repeat. So we're just going to work through a few here. We're articulating through the back, opening into your hips. Breath in, breath out, roll all the way back down and release. Do another one here like this. So we roll the pelvis around the thigh bones, the lower back flattens into the mat. From there, we think about aiming our sit bones to the backs of our knees and just standing down nice and evenly into our feet. Breath in, breath out, roll all the way back down. You can stay here with this version, or you're going to take it in with an arm movement, just giving us a bit more stretch around the mid-back. So from here, I'm going to stand down into my feet, release the arms up, breathe out, bring them overhead, reaching nice and long through the fingertips, just roughly in line with the ears. And then I'm going to roll the spine down away from my fingertips, block by block by block. Release the pelvis at the bottom, bring the arms up, float them back down. Let's go again. So you can choose whether you add on the arms or not. If you're adding on the arms, you want to stand nice and strongly into your feet. Breathe out, sink your ribs down. You can choose how far back the arms come. If it feels too tight to roll back down with the arms overhead, just bring them gently back towards the ceiling. You want to be able to move the spine sequentially. We'll do 2 more. So we roll the pelvis around the thigh bones, picking the spine up, standing down. Got weight through the base of the big toe, little toe, heel. Breathe out, sink your ribs down towards your hips, then reach the arms long, but keep the shoulder blades on the back of the rib cage and roll all the way through. So adding in the arm movement is just giving us a little bit more stretch through that mid back. So hopefully it feels quite nice. It also challenges in to your spine curl, so you work a bit more into your glutes, which is just going to help keep the lower back feel nice and strong and healthy. Releasing down. Good, we're just going to do 1 more there. So roll your pelvis around your thigh bones, aim your sit bones to the backs of the knees, open your hips, standing down into your feet. Keep anchored down through the feet as you move your arms so the hips don't drop, and then you roll back down. Keep rolling the pelvis in towards you and release it to neutral at the bottom. Good, just release the legs in there. We're going to come back to that neutral start position, so weight through the back of the head, the back of the ribs and the tailbone, and we're going to come and start to work gently into the core, and we're going to start with some toe taps. So I've got a little bit of sense of space under the lower back. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to fold the first leg into a knee fold, stabilise, fold the second leg in. So lower back hasn't moved, and then we're going to take toe taps. So I'm going to breathe out, move the first thigh bone away, return and swap. And coming back. So we breathe out, move the thigh bone away and come back. So we're just gently working in to our midsection here. So just working into those abdominals. So we're keeping the lower back the same shape. It doesn't change, it doesn't lift or arch as we toe tap. Just moving from the hip. We're going to do a couple more here. Keep your ribs heavy. Breathe out as the leg comes away. Breathe in as it comes back. Let's do 1 more on each side. Keeping the torso really still as you toe tap. If you feel any lifting or gripping through the back, just don't take the foot all the way to the floor. Take it just halfway. Good. Step 1 foot down. Step the other foot down. We're going to take it into leg slides. You can rest the hands onto the front of the hip bones to give you some feedback. We're going to breathe out, slide the first leg away, and then return it. And as we swap legs, the hips stay nice and still. So we haven't got to roll through the pelvis to swap from one side to the other. We use the core just to help us keep steady and stable, to keep the weight nice and even as we move the legs. We're going to take this into opposite arm, opposite leg now. So I'm going to float the arms up to the ceiling. So my right leg slides away, my left arm comes overhead. Breathe in, return. Breathe out and swap. So just working our way through, lengthening the arm overhead, sinking the ribs down, moving the leg away, keeping that space under the lower back. Let's do a couple more here. Breath out as the limbs move away. So just working across the core with our opposite arm, opposite leg. So again, just another nice, gentle core strengthening exercise. 1 more here. Come back, release the arms down. Good, we're going to take a couple of ab curls because we'll add in the option to curl up into the next couple of exercises. So we're going to bring the hands behind the head, interlace the fingers, so thumbs are at the base of the skull. Hover your head, and then from there, gently move the head on the neck. So you nod the chin, lift the chest, press the ribs down, drop and in from behind the tummy. Take a breath in here at the top, breath out, release all the way back down. We're just going to do 3 more. So start with a little hover, check the weight of the head is heavy into the hands, and then you come into your curl. All your work is from the torso. So the thighs aren't getting involved. We're not having to tense the thighs or curl the bottom in towards us. The tailbone stays anchored down. I haven't rolled it in. So I'm really using those abdominals to help me bring my nose up towards the thighs. And I'm keeping a little bit of space between the chin and the chest, and just checking that the head is heavy into the hands, and then working all the way back down as well as all the way up. Good, release down. Pop the head back on the head support if you're working with one. We'll take single leg stretch now. So to start with, we'll keep the head and the neck down. Just come into your double knee fold, bring one leg in, stabilise, bring the second in. And then again, we breathe out and reach the leg long and return. So same as with our leg slides, we keep the hips and the pelvis nice and still, but we've got the feet off the floor now. Just going to do one more here. You can hold, stay with this, or you're going to bring in your curl up. So you're going to pick up the head and the neck. I'm going to bring the hands to the front of the right shin and just gently bring it in as I reach the other leg up. And then swap. So again, I stay with that concept that the pelvis stays nice and steady and level. As I hug the knee in, I think about pressing my ribs gently down, see if I can get a little bit more out of the abdominals. And as I hug the knee in, the other leg reaches away. So we keep the tailbone nice and heavy. We'll do a couple more here, reaching long. We're not tensing the toes as we reach the leg. Think about that length coming down to your ankle joint. And you're keeping your head really centered. There's no movement left or right through your upper body. It's all in the legs. One more each side here. Good. Bring that back. Release down. Step one foot down. Step the other foot down. We're going to work more into the lower abdominals now. So again, just a really nice way to support the lower back. So you're going to fold one leg in, fold the other leg in, and we'll take double leg stretch. So we're going to bring the feet in together, take the knees wider than the hips, and start with the legs. So we breathe out, press the legs away, breathe in, return. And again, as the legs move, we're going to keep the lower back really stable. So if there's any gripping in the lower back, you're going to take your legs out higher towards the ceiling. One more here. Engage through the legs. So press the heels gently into each other. Press the inner thighs gently into each other. Let's take the arm movement with it. So we're going to take ribcage, close your arms again. So we breathe out, press the arms overhead, keep the ribs sinking down, press the legs away, and return. Another one there. So you can stay with the head and neck down, or you can come in to curl up. So just pick up the head and neck, you're here. Breathe out, press away, and return. And pressing away, and returning. One more. Keep the ribs pressing down as the arms move overhead. Bring that down and release. Good. And the last one we're going to do here is work into the obliques, so just working a bit more into the side of the body. So I'm going to fold my right leg in. I'm going to take my right hand behind my right thigh and just let them press into each other so there's a sense of connection there. I'm going to bring the left hand behind the head, so I take the head support out. Then I'm going to take a breath in to prepare. And I'm going to breathe out, pick up the head and the neck, and as I curl up and around, I'm going to use the right arm to help me find some more rotation. And then I'm going to bring that back and going again. So I'm going to use the hand and the arm to really help me think about those right ribs pressing down to the mat, the left ribs are lifting. One more here. Breathing out. Let the hand support the head rather than push it. So you can stay there, or you're going to lengthen the left leg away, press gently into the heel, engage all the way through that leg, and start to work here. And around, and back down. Coming up. Still using the hand to support you with that rotation. Good, one more here. Rotating around, and coming back, and release. Good, step the feet back. Swap the hands across, do the other side. So take the left hand behind the left thigh, soften the right elbow in, start with the right foot flat. I'm going to breathe out and come up and around. And just use the hand behind the thigh just to help me really find the rotation. So a lot of the time when you see people doing oblique curls, they're really rocking through the pelvis to find that movement. We're looking, find it head, neck, ribs. And here, using the hand behind the thigh can just help us with that. Lengthen the second leg away if you'd like to. Press down into the heel. Keep it nice and active and long. And you're going to work here. Rotating around. You may well find that one side feels different from the other. It's quite natural. Rotating around. Good, one more here. Breathing out. Rotate. And then you bring that back. Good. Hug the knees in there. Have a little release off. We're going to come around and just work in to back extension work now. So we've done quite a lot of other movements for the back. Now we'll just come around to lying on our tummies and come in to Cobra. So just bring ourselves down to the mat. We're going to take the arms out nice and wide. If you prefer to rest your head on a head support, you can do that. I'm going to bring the arms out wide, bring the fingertips roughly in line with the eyebrows. Then from there, I'm going to rotate the legs. So I'm going to turn the toes out. The heels are in. They're a bit wider than the hips. And again, the legs are nice and long, but the toes aren't tense. We've got a little bit of support through the tummy. Shoulder blades rest on the back of the ribcage. Forehead rest down. From there, just hover the head. And then nudge a little marble away with your nose. Just moving the head on the neck. And then opening the collarbones. And extending into that upper and mid back. Breath in, breath out. You're going to come forwards and down. And again, you just extend through, reach through the crown of the head. Think about the crown of the head moving forwards and up. Legs reaching away behind you. Tummy gently supporting you. Breath in, breath out. Come forwards and down. And again. Coming up. Nudge the marble away with the nose. Moving forwards and up. Good, so you can stay here, or you're going to come and bring this in to full Cobra. So you'll come through the first part of the movement, extending the head, the neck, opening your collarbones, extending into the upper, the mid back. Then you can just keep travelling. So we just use the hands to support us. Keep lengthening the spine forwards and up. Breath in, breath out. You're going to come forwards and down. And going again. So you hold the head, the neck, nudge the marble away with the nose, lengthening your way forwards and up. The hands are there supporting you. You're not going to ram down into the hands to push the back. You're not going to worry about whether your arms are straight or not. They're just there, supporting you finding this extension. So you just come to wherever the back takes you. Lengthening your way forwards and up. Lengthen the legs away behind you and you might get some opening into the front of the hips as well. And coming forwards and down. Let's just do two more. So just really important to open the upper, the mid back. We strengthen in through those muscles of the back. Really useful if you spend a lot of time in a little bit of flexion, maybe sitting in a desk, the shoulders get rounded. It's important for strengthening back, helping us keep good posture. Lovely. Come forwards and down. Let's release back into a rest position. So hands under the shoulders. Bring your way up and back. Scoop the tummy, tuck the bottom. Settle down, bottom to heels. Let the back soften. Take a nice big breath in through the back of the ribs. And softening down. From here, we're going to come and finish with some roll down. So I'm just going to bring myself forwards and then I'm going to curl the toes under. Walk the hands back. I'm going to keep the knees bent as I roll through the feet and let the head fall forwards. And have a little release of the head and the neck here if you're not getting dizzy. Stand down into your feet. Gently tuck the bottom under. Roll all the way up to standing. Release the shoulders around and down at the top. From there, just gently nod the head, the chin. Start to peel your spine forwards and down. So the head, the neck, the shoulders are nice and relaxed. You move through the mid-back. Sorry, upper back, then mid-back, then the lower back. Then you let the pelvis roll over the thigh bone. So you take a breath in at the bottom. And a breath out. Roll all the way. Back up and release the shoulders. We'll just go again. Soften the knees if you want or you need to. If you feel that having the legs long is restricting the amount of movement you can get through the back, soften the knees. We're just going to imagine you're coming over maybe a fence that has been painted. You need something from the other side of it, but you want to avoid getting paint on your top. Breath in, breath out. You can gently soften the knees so you can tuck the bottom under. Roll your way back up, rebuilding the spine. Release the shoulders, and we'll just go through one more. So gently nod the head, nod the chin. Gently rolling the spine forwards and down. You can let the weight move slightly forwards in the feet. You can support yourself with your hands resting on your thighs if you want to. Move through the lower back first, and then let the pelvis roll over the thigh bones. You're going to take a breath in here. Breath out, roll all the way. Back up. Restack. Roll the shoulders up and around and down. And just finish standing nice and tall.